John a Happy Place, another session for you. This time we're working with a simple pen. The cheapest pens sometimes are the best, and we're learning to use lines, overlapping lines to create the value in your drawing, but also create drawings when lines are coming in and out of the objects. So I hope you will enjoy it. It's really creative and expressive activity. Next week we have our first kind of, well, birthday celebration. We're gonna be celebrating session number 52, which means we've been delivering online for a year, and that will film class that will allow us to have some artwork that we can later on put into something else and display at John Happy Place actual physical space when we're there. So thank you, Chloe, for the idea. We'll be working with the outlines of the hands and different various mixed media techniques. So hopefully many of you can contribute, and then we can have that physical representation of artwork in actual place at John Happy Place in Kettering. So take care, enjoy your drawing, and I'm looking forward to see what you create. Bye bye. Okay, let's get started. So I'll be showing you some additional tips which I'll be using this space for on my drawing, but you don't have to, of course, do that on your drawing. You can just go with the actual process of what you're drawing. So I thought let's do something like a still life, but more funky way, more about experimentation, exploration. We're going to use just a standard pen. You see, this is not anything like a professional drawing pen. This is the cheapest pen. Sometimes those ones you can steal from the bank when they give it something, a pen to you to sign. They happen to be the best ones for drawing. So just a pen, normal pen, and a paper. So I've done a bit of sketch here from imagination, but if you want, you can use reference photo for still life, or just set up a few fruits and veggies in front of you. It's not about realistic drawing, it's about just getting shapes and using different techniques with a pen. So this drawing is going to be looking quite unique. I don't know how well, yeah, I think you can see there's some light sketches there. So we start with sketches in pencil, because pen, many people don't go for a pen for drawing because they think, you know, this is going to, you can't get rid of the lines. So start with sketch, and then you're more confident, you know where you're going with your pen. The first thing, so this is something I'm gonna show you how it works on this part, so don't feel you have to draw it. It's about deciding, right, where is the light coming from, because that will give your drawing the more 3D element, and will decide about where you're going with your darker and lightest darks and lights. So let's just think about it. So I have 3 elements. So if I establish that the light is coming from here, just do this small arrow, which means the parts of fruits on my right hand side, on this side, will be lighter, and then everything from here will be darker. So now how we established how we're drawing. So we're not drawing just the outlines. What we're doing, where the fruits are darker, so this side, we can start with bold outlines, but we're not filling outlines where there is a light, for the reason because we can be using a pen very lightly. Now darks and lights, so experiment with your pen first, and this is something you can do on a separate piece of paper. For this lesson, I would like you to work mainly with this kind of line. So very easily, just circle motions. Okay, so now let's compare how dark and light. So this is like a mid kind of tone. Imagine it's light. Look, I'm just barely touching the paper, and I create this very light tone, or maybe even lighter. So the looser the lines are, the lighter you touch the paper. That's where you get really light effect. And let's go now darker. So I'm going to repeat the movement. It's just I'm pressing my pen a bit more, and I'm having more of those circle lines, so they build up the layer. So this is already, you see, darker, and let's go really dark, so that we at the towards where, you know, is the darkest part. So lots of pressure and lines very close to each other. That's even darker. So to see you can create this variation of tones. You probably could have something in between here as well. I believe it just, I think I went, yeah, you could have one in here. So experiment first, but the main movement we're using is very simple. It's just this circle motion of lines overlapping each other, this squiggly kind of line. Okay. So now we know light is coming from here. So I know this side is going to be dark. So I can kind of outline this, the parts, but I'm just going with, you know, this side. Sometimes like here with the leaf, I already covered some areas. So I'm just thinking you may not be seeing. I'm just going to go up with this drawing a bit. Okay. So I'm just checking. Yeah, so this is going to be dark. This is going to be dark when they here. And all those areas in between is going to be really dark. So I'm just going to cover them for now. So that's where the, what's called cast shadow will start, where the shadow is going into the surface. Okay. And because it's organic shape, try to make those lines a bit irregular. Don't go with straight lines. Okay, so light is hitting here, so we're going to have darker underneath here because there'll be another. I'm just going to lightly indicate that part. Okay. So now when I'm moving into the direction of the side where the light is, I'm just going to carry on with outline, but making it lighter, almost invisible. It's going to be darker again because that's not where the light's going to get. A little bit here and then disappearing, or maybe even the line that's not consistent. So you stop line at some point. Okay, so this is the start. So now I'm going with my thinking, where do I have my dogs? Let me just bring that one. So I'm going to be working from, you know, doing different values for the drawing. So I'm going to start here, and like in our videos, I probably will have to build up on it and come back to you. So I'm not starting very with a hard, strong pressure straight away because I'll be building layer by layer. I just want to indicate first. Now I'm repeating that because I know my darker one will be here. Okay, so that's the first one, and you can always come back to it and build up. So let me start with a big pear, and then I think it will be time to maybe speed up video or pause it and come back to it when I have more. I'm just going to get rid of some pencil lines because they were just for you to have a look. And look how dark you can go with this pen. I'm working here from imagination, so I'm kind of trying to remember what you, or imagine what it's like, but if you have fruits in front of you, you may want to work with that. Okay, so this is how far I got. I could be probably working on it for hours. I find it quite addictive. All just those lines, you know, which I showed you first, variation and overlapping and changing the pressure of your pen. Look at the border of the fruit here and here. It's not solid line. Solid line is just this one when we started, which I marked. But then here it's just dissolving, and that's another creative aspect you can play with. So for example, if you wanted, you could even kind of dissolve this fruit into the air by adding lines going somewhere away from the fruit, like it's been built. So that's something you could do. And then for the background, or more the area where they sit, just notice this one needs to be covered. I just used the lines cross-hatching, so going in with lines in different directions and then being quite loose where it came to the page, just letting this pen go loose like that. So I'm looking forward to see your still life compositions in just a standard pen with some creative line work. Have fun. Bye bye.